time and time again through the highs and lows that we have experienced as a track team. Playing both football and track and field, he is respected by his peers, coaches, and he leads by example. He is a 3-year head captain of our track and field team, a 4-year member of both the football and the track and field team, a member of the National SAC, takes a leadership role for our community service project with the Sunshine Fund. He's a 3-year member of LVC SAC, a recipient of the Matt Indoor Track and Field Sportsmanship Award. Graduating with a degree in psychology was one of the best decisions he has made. He motivates others and is always there to listen and be supportive. The best compliment I can ever give him is that I hope that my son can grow up to be a young man with character and values just like him. This award goes to Eric Hugh Justin Lee.
Now the Honorable John A. Walter Outstanding Scholar Athlete Award. This award represents the highest honor for one male and one female scholar athlete at LVC, recognizing an outstanding combination of athletic and academic achievement. It's named in honor of the late Judge John Walter, who was an LVC graduate and longtime public address announcer for LVC basketball, who had a distinguished career as a jurist here in Lebanon County. To present the men's award, football coach Jim Lewis.
In memory of Judge Walter, the Lebanon Valley Athletic Department has established the Honorable John A. Walter Outstanding Scholar Athlete Award. It is awarded to a male and a female member of the senior class who displays the following qualities: high academic standing, athletic achievement, and leadership, strong personal character, and sportsmanship. The recipient of this award is earning a BS in biology in a couple of weeks. Cumulative GPA of 3.712 has been accepted to the University of Pittsburgh Dental School, commissioned a scholarship with the United States Navy, commissioned as an ensign, athletic achievement, a 3-year varsity letter winner, played quarterback, defensive back, punt returner, kickoff returner, special teams MVP in 2010. When it comes to leadership, strong personal character, sportsmanship, he won the 2009 MAC Sportsmanship Award. But what sets this young man apart is he's a quality individual. He got the most out of his LVC experience, I can assure you that. He'll be an excellent representative of our school. It's been a privilege to coach him, and I look forward to watching him climb the ladder of success. Judge Walter would be proud to know Nick Snyder. Nick?
And now to present the women's version of the Walter Award, head coach of women's tennis, Joy Graff.
John Walter Outstanding Scholar Athlete Award is presented to a female athlete who displays high academic standing. Shayna Heintzelman earned a near perfect 4.0 as an elementary education major here at her time at LVC, consistently earning Dean's List, 3-time MAC Honor Roll member, and last week she was crowned MAC Women's Tennis Scholarly Athlete for 2011. The second criteria for this award is athletic achievement. Shayna started off her freshman year at number 5 singles, and her freshman and sophomore year captured the championship title at number 5. All 4 years, she's been a major contributor to the reason the team, all 4 years, has made it to the championship round. In 2009, she was an integral part to the team capturing their first Commonwealth Conference title. During her junior year, she made an amazing move to the number 2 singles spot from numbers 5 with a near undefeated record. And this year, she played the toughest spot there is, number 1. As the season moved on, she obtained the winning doubles record in women's history, the second most in singles, and is the second player in LVC history to reach over 100 wins. Her record has contributed to the fact that Shayna consistently steps out onto the court determined to play the best match she can. The third criteria is leadership. Shayna served for 2 years as the SAC representative, and every day at practice she comes out committed to do whatever is asked. She encourages her teammates with kind words and just the modeling she does every day, willing to do whatever. She also plans events like picnics for the team or puts together a t-shirt order, and most importantly, she's gracious enough to share her mother's baked goods with us at every match. We really hope her mom will keep bringing those baked goods next year, black bottom cupcakes. The final criteria is sportsmanship. Shayna's character is amazing and is displayed in her calmness in any situation. She can be down several games in a match, but remains calm and certain that she will find a way to turn the match around. She even maintains her composure when others decide to blast balls at her when she's at the net, or when somebody else makes poor line calls. She uses adversity to play more determined than ever to prevail as victor. These are some of the reasons to why Shayna was named a 2-time MAC sportsmanship member. And it was with great pleasure and honor I present Shayna Heintzelman, the John Walter Outstanding Scholar Athlete.
And now to present the John Zola Memorial Award. Tonight we're once again privileged to have with us both to present the award and to tell us a bit about the history of both the award and John Zola, Vice President Emeritus of Enrollment and Student Affairs, Greg Stanson.
I am very honored tonight to once again be asked to award the John Zola Memorial Award. Tonight is a very special night because tonight is the 50th year, 50th consecutive year that we have awarded this award. The college has seen fit to do this each year since 1962. John Zola was a classmate of mine. We entered college together both in 1959. He from Hazleton with the aspiration of becoming a medical doctor. He was a terrific student. He typified all of the attributes and values that President McDonald referred to earlier. He believed strongly in academics. His goal was to be the first of his family to graduate from college. His father was a barber, an immigrant who lived the American dream. John was a member for 4 years, or 2 years actually, of a championship football team in 1961, the year that he tragically died during the first game of the season at Drexel University in Philadelphia. He was part of a 25-member football team. And I continue to marvel each year, each day, when I see football teams, including our own, come out with 80, 90, 100, 110 players. That 1961 team had 25 players. And they'll be here in October to commemorate the 50th anniversary of that championship on homecoming weekend. It will be a terrific opportunity for us to renew acquaintances and to share a lot of memories. John died on the very first game of the year. It was the very first game for legendary Legend Valley College coach Bill McHenry, who coached football here for many years and started with the lacrosse program initially. He died in Philadelphia, tragic hemorrhage. At the end of that very, very traumatic weekend, it was the last weekend of September, the team had to decide whether or not they wanted to continue playing. We met on a Sunday night in the now Lynch building. It was our gym. locker room area. The team decided to continue to play that season. Not only did they play, but they went on to win the Southern Division of the LVC. At the end of that season, the team decided to establish an award that would remember and typify all the values that John Zoll had. His love of family, his love of academics, his love of athletics. John was 5'7" and weighed 155 pounds. He played for the Champions High School football team in Hazleton, graduating there in 1958. He typified exactly those same values here at Government Valley. So we, members of this team and friends of the president, have established this award. It is to go annually. It is selected by members of the varsity football team and coaches, and it goes to an individual who typifies all of the things that John stood for: his pursuit of excellence in academics, his pursuit of excellence on the athletic field. I'm very honored tonight to present this award to Clint Searchner, who is the senior director of Pennsylvania, and Clint and I watched him play for 4 years. You very much look like and play like John Zoll did. Congratulations.
And now, before we begin to present our spring MVPs, we'd like to welcome our final senior speaker of the night, from the football and the track and field teams, Justin Lee.
I'll make this quick and then we're going to get out of here and get some sleep. So, when I was asked to speak this year, I said to myself, you know, why just speak on behalf of the spring sports athletes? I compete all year round, so we could have just knocked this out and not have done one speech and we'd be done. But I guess we got to be fair to everyone else. But no, in all seriousness, I was very fortunate and thankful that I did have the opportunity to compete in 2 different sports here all year round. Fall, winter, and spring seasons. One of the major reasons I chose to take my talents to Anvil was because I knew it wasn't that fun. But no, I knew I had the opportunity to play football and run track and field at the same time, which were 2 things that are really important to me. And then when Coach Ronas, he came down to James Buchanan to sit with me and a couple of my other my teammates, and he said, you know, I'm kind of from this area. He said, I got a lot of people that I know around here. I said, you know, that's cool, Coach. And I came here to visit, and Coach Bordorf and Coach Wilson, they both were from the area, the James Buchanan area that I was, and it just felt like home. I really felt, you know, these guys, they understand where I come from, they know my family. I said, hey, you know what, I want to be part of this thing because that's really special to me. One of the biggest cool things that I've had the opportunity to be a part of while here is being on 2 different teams and 2 different programs that have come from the bottom up, and they are going through a transition. And it's really been special to me. You know, starting off with football, as a freshman, all I ever heard from the student body was how bad the football team is, and nobody goes to the games, and oh, you guys are this and you guys are that. But if you've been here the last 4 years, everybody has seen that change. You know, we won an ECAC title game. We competed. We've been there on the bubble, on the bridge of getting to the NCAA berth. And there's nothing but better things to come for that program. You know, I wasn't Caleb Fick throwing the touchdown passes to Joey B and Donna. And I wasn't Ben Giles running the touchdown back to open the season in 2009 against Gettysburg. I wasn't Zach Bleiler and Alex Gilchrist, Dane Eichelberger, Dre Folks, the list goes on, putting the guys out of games and stuff like that. But I'll tell you what, I was the first guy on that sideline to run down, shake their hand, and say, you know what, good job, guys. Let's keep this going and let's get this thing rolling because we got a chance to win this game. That's something I was always saying. We have a chance to win every game. And that was really special to me, to be able to give those guys the credit where the credit was due to them. On the track side of things, again, this was another big opportunity that I've had a part to be of. You know, Coach Ryder came in my sophomore year, and things have really changed from when I was a freshman until now. She's taken this team from a team that was at the bottom of the conference. Now this weekend we're competing, both men and women's, to be in the mix of things, to maybe win the conference. You know, we might be top 2, top 3, whatever, but it's been really cool to know that I was a part of helping build another program up and see where they're going. You know, I'm not Jerome Duncan. I'm not the guy whose face gets plastered up on Go Dutchman. I'm not Jim Cronin, the national, qualifier, or JoJo, and every medal and record that she has, or the young kids that are even coming up, Cynthia Adams. I can just keep naming people, but I'm that guy that's there, giving them the encouragement that they need and the support that they need. You know, I'm a huge team guy. You know, I can sit up here and talk about myself and whatever, but if anybody knows me, they know I'm all about the team. And it's just been really special to be a part of 2 teams like that are going places. You know, as Coach mentioned earlier, I'm a part of the NCAA National Student Athlete Advisory Committee. And one of the biggest things that I pride and take a serious pride in is when I go to these places and I've had coaches and ADs and presidents and countless of other people step up to me and say, you know, your basketball team did really good this year. I saw you guys in the tournament, or your volleyball team or your field hockey team. They give us all these accolades, and that's not just on a conference or a regional level. That's at the national level with every Division III, the Division II, Division I schools in the buildings, and they give Lebanon Valley College, a small school in Annville, all this praise, and that's something that I really take pride in. And when I go to these meetings in the future, I love it when I can say, I'm from Lebanon Valley College, I played football and ran track and field there. I know that our athletic program is going in the right direction, and there's nothing but good things to come for Lebanon Valley College. Thank you guys for your time, and enjoy the rest of the night.
And now to award our spring sport MVPs. We'll start with men's lacrosse. Head coach John Haas, assistant Joe Labella. Captains were CJ Adams and Rich Drazen, and the seniors, Rich Drazen and Colin Thompson. Our men's lacrosse MVP was an important on-field leader for a young team that won 6 games in just its second year of existence. He was third on the team with 16 goals, and he always seemed to be there when LVC needed that big score. He scored his first career hat trick against Kings and scored in all but 3 games this season, and as a midfielder, he also had 37 ground balls. Our men's lacrosse MVP is CJ Adams. To women's lacrosse, head coach Brian Tierney, assistant coach Paige Doherty, the captains Allison McGinnis, Suzanne Sullivan, and Chloe Gunther. Our women's MVP kept rewriting the record books in 2011 as she led LVC to their first ever MAC playoff appearance in only the second year of play. She ranks 5th in the nation in points per game. She scored 71 goals and 25 assists this year. She also ranked among the national leaders with 70 draw controls. She led the team with 45 ground balls and 23 caused turnovers and was a 4-time MAC Offensive Player of the Week this season. Our women's lacrosse MVP is Hannah Kreckle. And the golf team, the head coaches Lou Sorrentino and Mike Swisher, assistant coach Brad McAllister, the captains Matt Snyder and Joe Jablonski, and seniors Matt Snyder and Nate Hyman. Our MVP earned second team All-Commonwealth honors, shooting a career best 76 on the second day of conference championships on Sunday to earn 10th place overall. He was consistently LVC's low man, turning in 3 top 20 finishes with a season average of 83, and that was the best on the team. Our golf MVP is Brendan Steele. And out of men's tennis, head coach Dave Remsburg, assistant coach Matt Bertinsky, captain was Tom Neckelmann, and the seniors are Tom Neckelmann and Brad Snyder. This year's MVP was a team captain. He led the Dutchman into the Commonwealth Conference playoffs once again. He held down the #2 singles position and also played #1 and #2 doubles as the leader of the team. Our men's tennis MVP is Tom Neckelmann. And women's tennis, head coach Joy Grafe, assistant coach Cliff Myers, the seniors, Morgan Brady, Jess Valinda, Shayna Heintzelman. Our MVP helped take LVC to its 4th straight Commonwealth Conference Championship match, becoming the all-time leader in doubles wins at 48-25, and just the 2nd player in program history to win 100 combined matches. A team captain, she was named the NAC Scholar Athlete of the Year, and 2nd team All-Commonwealth Conference. Our women's tennis MVP, Shayna Heintzelman. To softball now, head coach Stacey Hollinger, the assistants Ed Steele and Scott Adams, seniors Laura Snyder, Chelsea Arts, Val Melizia, Katie Freeman, Lindley Everhart, Meghan Donoghue, and Larissa Krause. In softball, we have 2 MVPs. Our first, just this week, was named the Commonwealth Conference Player of the Year after hitting .421 this season. Twice the Commonwealth Conference Player of the Week, she led the team with 40 hits, 60 total bases, and a .632 slugging percentage. In conference games, she had a team best 21 hits and had 13 RBI, and this season became the all-time leader in home runs at LVC. Our first MVP is Meghan Donoghue. Our second MVP became a 4-time All-Commonwealth Conference recipient and earned her 2nd Conference Pitcher of the Year award. In 19 appearances, she was 11-5 with a 1.42 ERA. Named Conference Pitcher of the Week on 4 occasions, as well as ECAC Pitcher of the Week, she struck out a league-leading 130 batters through 103 innings of work. Our second MVP is Laura Snyder. And last but certainly not least, men's and women's track and field. Head coach Melissa Weiler, assistants Frank Gilbert, Amy Hartman, James O'Brien, Shailene Shai, Jim Weaver, Dave Virgilio, and Chris Clements. The men's captains Justin Lee and Clint Surgener. The women's captains Jen Cronin and Megan McLean. The men's seniors Zach Lyler, Justin Lee, Andrew Scott, and Clint Surgener. And the women's seniors Jen Cronin, Katie Evison, Lauren Johnson, and Miranda Clinton. Our men's MVP returned to the team as a junior and had a big impact, winning both the 55-meter hurdles and 200-meter dash at MAC Indoors to become the meet's highest point scorer. He was a provisional NCAA qualifier in the hurdles and also became the school record holder in that event, and he went on to medal in the hurdles at ECACs. During the outdoor season, he has qualified for both this weekend's MAC Championships and the ECACs in the 110 hurdles, among other events. Congratulations to our men's MVP, Jerome Duncan. And for the women's team, we have 2 MVPs. The first is a true multi-event athlete. She set school records, in the pentathlon, the 500-meter run, the 4x400, and the distance medley relay. She had top 10 marks in the indoor 400, 800, 4x200, pole vault, high jump, long jump, and triple jump. At MAC Indoor, she reset her conference record in the pentathlon and also earned bronze medals in the pole vault and the long jump. This outdoor season, she has set top 10 times in the 4x100, 4x400, sprint medley relay, long jump, and high jump. And our first MVP is Alisha Farrell. Our second MVP was the MAC Indoor Track Athlete of the Year. She won the mile and 5,000-meter run the same day, becoming LVC's first Athlete of the Year since 1997. She reset her program records in both of those events, as well as the distance medley relay. This outdoor season, she did even better, provisionally qualifying for NCAAs in the 5,000 with a school record time of 17 minutes and 18 seconds for a 5K. Our women's track second MVP, Jen Cronin. And that's all of our most valuable players tonight. Have another hand for all of them. Well done. And now we'll award our final major awards. And first, to present the Student Athlete Advisory Committee Male and Female Team of the Year, on behalf of SAC AJ Hull from men's soccer, to present the men's team, and to present the women's team from field hockey, Sam Schober.
Each year, the Student Athlete Advisory Committee awards a male and a female team with the Team of the Year award. Each team may receive points in the following areas: team GPA, winning percentage, improvement from the previous season, individual athlete recognition, team championships, and community service. This year's Female Team of the Year boasts a 3.117 grade point average and a .864 win percentage. The team's individual accolades, however, were what set them apart in this year's competition for the Team of the Year. The 2010-2011 Team of the Year includes the Commonwealth Conference Player of the Year, 4 first team and 4 second team all-conference players, as well as 3 All-Americans and the National Offensive MVP. Not to mention 13 student athletes who received academic all-conference honors. It is my honor to present the Female Team of the Year to the field hockey captains. Please join me on stage to accept their award. AJ Hall, a member of the men's soccer team and SAC treasurer, will now present the Male Team of the Year award.
The Male Team of the Year edged out its competition with a .797 win percentage, an individual athlete recognition featuring the Commonwealth Conference Player of the Year, Conference Coach of the Year, and 2 first-team all-conference players. They made it to the Commonwealth Conference Championship game and finished out their season with the ECAC South Championship title. The 2010-2011 Team of the Year is men's basketball, with the captain
2 more awards left, and we start now with the Outstanding Woman Athlete Award. This honor is given to Lebanon Valley College's top female student athlete as voted on by our coaching staff. This award has been given every year since 1972, but this time, for the first time ever, we have a tie. The coaches simply could not decide between 2 outstanding candidates. So to present the awards, I'd like to ask women's basketball assistant coach Janelle Barber and cross country coach Shayna Heintzelman.
So it is my pleasure to present the Outstanding Women's Athlete Award to Ms. Andrea Hoover. It's always great to be able to present an award to someone who so richly deserves the honor. Your poise, grace, and character have made a significant impact on our basketball program and our community. And many memorable moments have come right here from this very room. Andrea, you are a great player and a valued friend, a teammate whose incredible heart on the court so clearly reveals the depth of your character. You are admired for your courage in competition, leadership among your peers, and performance in the classroom. The shared journey of building our basketball family has been so rewarding for all of your teammates and coaches because you have led us so well in your 4 years here. Together, we have endured heartbreaking losses and joys of victory, and you have always carried yourself with grace and class, regardless of the outcome. This season, the journey was a little sweeter, highlighted by the program's first ever conference championship with a win over Messiah. And that day, you became something we already knew you were, a champion. Seeing the satisfaction in your face as the final buzzer sounded that day made every tough loss fade away. And when you walked off the court with a piece of that championship net, you not only secured a place in the LVC history books, but also a place in our hearts. It seems fitting that as you perhaps walk across this court for the last time, you will do so with this award in your hands. The title of the award seems to sum it up nicely, and no doubt you are exactly what the award says you are, an outstanding athlete, and an outstanding woman. Congratulations, Andrea.
Good evening, everyone. How are you doing tonight? When I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, Jen Cronin, who I've had the pleasure of coaching for the last 3.5 years. I was thinking about it, and I said, there's 2 things I want to touch on. First one, I want to make fun of her a little bit. She's sitting down there, and she can't really do much about it. And then the second thing, I'd like to tell you a little bit about my favorite race that she ever ran. First thing is, regardless of whether Jen runs a good or a bad race, one thing you can count on is that she's going to beat everything out there, whether it's on the cross-country course or if it's on the track. But the thing that you can also count on is she's going to reach a point in the race where what I like to call the Jen Cronin head bob comes out, and it's where she starts getting tired, and then her head starts bouncing around like a bobblehead. And if it's happening earlier in the race rather than later, we might get a little bit of trouble. Regardless of that, though, at the end of every race, in the last 3.5 years, there's not been one single time where I've questioned if she left everything out there. Every single race, I know she put everything out there, regardless of whether it's the best race she's ever run or if it was a little bit off. I knew she left it out. The second thing I wanted to talk about is my favorite race of Jen's career. I don't know if it's necessarily a race that's her favorite or if it's one that's very memorable to her, but for me, it sticks out for a number of reasons. It's her sophomore year of indoor track, ECAC Indoor Championships, and she had just finished up that Friday evening running the DMR. We set our school record, finished 8th overall, which gets medals there. And it's the first time she's competing indoors at the ECAC Championships as an individual. She's competing in the 3,000 meters, and if I recall correctly. She was probably seated about 14th or 15th in the event, so kind of flying under the radar a little bit. She was in fast heat, which we're excited about. And, we knew she could do some good things, but the race started, and people keep dropping off one by one. We hit about the 2/3 mark of the race, and there's 4 girls left, and she's one of them. And this is the part that I remember the best, is Jen actually got gapped by a little bit. She lost a couple meters on everybody, and I think, that's her first time there. I think most people would say, hey, this is great, I'm going to finish 3rd or 4th. I'm going to finish 3rd or 4th, and, heck, I would have been happy if she finished 3rd or 4th there. That would have been great for her. But that's not Jen Cronin. She fought back in, she tucked right back in, and then she just threw down this nasty kick in the last lap, and she wound up winning the ECAC championship as a sophomore. And then, the thing about Jen, she never let her success up to chance or rolling the dice. She did everything within her power to ensure that she was ready to take advantage of the opportunities that were going to come her way, and she certainly did that. Jen, thank you for all your time, energies, dedication, commitment to LVC over the past 4 years. I'm sure you're doing this.
And our final award this evening is the Lou Sorrentino Outstanding Male Athlete Award. Named after one of the best to ever wear the blue and white, Coach Lou Sorrentino, this award is given to Lebanon Valley College's top male student athlete. Coach Sorrentino, we heard Rick tell you about him earlier, but I don't think you can ever say too much about Lou, because he was a 3-sport athlete. He played football, basketball, and baseball. He was an All-American football player who signed with the Philadelphia Eagles and also the Baltimore Orioles. He later coached three sports simultaneously at OVC: baseball, football, and basketball in the same year. And he also coached golf and served as OVC's athletic director for nearly 20 years. To tell us more about Coach Sorrentino and his impact on OVC is Coach Brad McAllister. And I'd also like to ask to present the award Coach Jim Otis and Coach Melissa Weiler.
Just a couple things about Lou. He passed away on November 18, 2010. His dedication to Lebanon Valley College